I got a question for you guys to kick things off tonight here. Have either one of you ever passed out in a public park in the dirt in your street clothes next to your work vehicle? Has that ever happened to either one of you?
Nope. You had me know at the first pass out. I've never passed out before.
Nope.
So
Really?
all the other extracurriculars after that were no park, no in the dirt, no.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Even there's no really variation of anything that you said after pass out that
Nope.
I've done.
Just pass out. That was it. I've
Okay.
never done that.
Okay, because I've only passed out like 2 times. Once I had mono in college and apparently didn't treat it like you're supposed to by, going and getting medical attention. And then apparently the slightest bit of blood draw just caused me to go right down right there in the doctor's office.
Mhm.
And then the second time I passed out was 2 days ago. I've been running at work. I told you guys about this, like where my time's coming down slowly but surely. But now I've kind of gotten a coworker involved. He's about 15 years younger than me, and he's trying to beat my times. And then if he beats my time, I go to the park, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to beat his time. Well, I wasn't feeling it the other day, so I decided I was going to oxygenate my blood, to make sure I got all the nutrients to my muscles that I could to try to beat
Oh,
this
you were trying to blood dope to beat a coworker in a fucking foot race. Gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
100% correct. And I don't know if you guys are aware of the Iceman, Wim Hof. He can survive in all temperatures, apparently. And he has these breathing techniques that you do. And I do them too. I'll do them and I'll meditate with them. But it involves you going 30 times in a row. On the 30th breath, you hold it for about 5 seconds, and then you exhale, and then you hold that for about a minute. And apparently, all the CO2's out of your bloodstream. It's nothing but oxygen, and you can lift a car over top of your head if you should need to in the situation. Well, I got to the 30th breath, took the deep breath in, and as I let it out, I began to wake up from a darkness with a biker man standing over top of me with a cigarette, tapping me on the thigh, saying, you all right, buddy? While I was next to my mail truck in my sport shorts, getting ready to make my run. And of course, what did I do? I woke up lying. That's exactly what I was like. I must have ran too hard and just, put a good one in there and just, hyperventilate. Couldn't take her down. Yeah, I'm fine, man. He's like, yeah, maybe why don't you just sit there for a minute where all the heroin addicts lay when they fucking passed out in the park from hyperventilating.
You said, is the Iceman around? That should have been your first thing. Is the Iceman here?
Are you the Iceman?
I know this. Yeah, is this a Iceman trip, quasi trip? I know who you're talking about. That's the guy who can do submerged, crazy under the ice swims, and then also he can jump in ice baths for long periods of time.
Yeah, he's got the world record for the longest ice bath or some shit.
Yeah, and it's weird. He's definitely not. He's not like one of those crazy radical religious people, because he's actually doing what he sets out to do, which most people, if not fucking everyone on earth, can or can't do. But then he's like, it's a state of mind. It's it's where you are. It's how you breathe. It's how you absorb the earth. It's whatever you want to be. You become water. It's like you're like, damn, look at that fucking good. And obviously it worked. I mean, here you are out at Elk Neck Park on your lunch break, like.
Well, again, listen.
Like a fucking weird Darth Vader.
I've done this before, and I've actually been able to hold my breath, but I shit you not, 4.5 minutes doing this breathing exercise. And he says it's because you get all the carbon dioxide out of your blood, and you get nothing but oxygen in there. You feel all tingly. Your fingers are all tingly, like your arm fell asleep, but they still work and they don't hurt. And then all of a sudden you get this moment of clarity, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this right before I try this mile run to beat this asshole that I happen to work with time, so that I can go back to my place of employment and brag amongst my coworkers. And instead, I wound up in a puddle of dirt, just actually stroking my leg and rubbing my head for one weird reason or another. That's what I was doing when I came to.
It's overtook you. The breathing overtook you, man. That was like your revival. It's like your CPR.
I don't really even know what to say, honestly.
I know. I'm actually waiting for Alan's take on this. Am I an idiot? Go ahead.
Absolutely. I think that goes without saying. I mean, look, the Iceman is like a 75-year-old fucking Dutch dude. who fucking specializes in like jumping in Arctic waters. I don't know why your silly Cecil County ass was like, you know what I should do? The thing that the 65-year-old Iceman does, and see if I could just run around with fucking packages faster than the kid. Like, at what point did your old brain be like, you know what? I'm doing too much. I should just stop now. I've reached a point where I'm gonna pass out in a park and fucking then try to play it off as though I did some athletic feat that caused me to pass out, but that's really not what happened. I'm just old.
Okay, well, in this era of the internet, shouldn't we look to people who have created an area of expertise for themselves and maybe try to learn something from it, extrapolate some information that we can then apply to our own lives and make our lives better? Isn't that the whole point of the information sharing highway?
Yes, generally speaking, but fucking I do not believe that 65-year-old ice fucking bath guy is the guy that you should be really looking towards. I just don't think like you ain't made like that. You're not Dutch. Like I just like there's a lot of things working against you here. Like
I know, but okay. Part of your argument was that I'm the old guy trying to compete with the kid, and this guy is 65 years old. So like, it's obviously it's not an age thing. Is it just like this guy just happens to be a genetic anomaly and a freak? And
100%. Also, he's not competing with a fucking kid 15 years younger than him. He's competing with himself. I think you've immediately chosen the wrong fucking battle. You get what I'm saying? And that's why you passed out in the breathing stage and not in the jumping in ice water stage. Like,
let's be honest here, Alan. My coworker is not my opponent. That opponent is right here.
Yeah, but it is though. You labeled it as such. You can't turn back now and be like, it's me fighting against Father Time. We know that. We already knew that's hidden. That was buried under the 15-year-old kid, the kid that's younger than you, and being the motivation for you to do this.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you had died at the jumping in the water part, fine. But you died at the breathing part before jumping in the water.
And let's not forget, he had Murr, you had said that part of your argument is, let's not forget the other key part of the argument. You're not Dutch. I mean, that's
also
that's a big piece of that pie.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. The Dutch
have
notoriously fucking large lung capacity. I don't think what are you? What are you again?
I don't know, man. I'm Euro mutt. That's all I am.
Yeah, but not Dutch.
They might with that 4.5 minutes holding your breath. You might have a sixth.
How
6%.
long does this guy hold his breath?
Oh, I'm sure he said he claims he can go up to like 10 minutes if he's
this
like
guy
meditating.
swims under fucking glaciers, and you're out here fucking trying to race the 25-year-old.
I was looking for a small edge, man. I figured if I could like get to a point where I could have like a super fast half mile and then just begrudgingly finish it, I'd beat him. I only needed to shave 20 seconds off my time, which is a lot.
You know what the weird thing
like
about
that didn't even warrant you going through all those breaths then. It's like 20 seconds. Come on, just fucking step it up a notch.
Yeah.
Rub a jalapeno in your crack. You'll get moving.
Yeah.
I think there are better ways, is what I'm saying, to go about doing this than trying to fucking pass out.
I forget what I was going to say. Whatever. Middle class was like, oh, I remember what I was going to say. Middle class was everyone. Murr, Alan Fox, man. Welcome back, Alan, after a 1 week hiatus. Damn it. Now I forget what I was going to say again. You were going. The thing that I sense is this is not going to deter you from trying it again.
No, not in the least.
Okay, yeah.
Look, bottom line is this: like, you start to go back and where did I go wrong? Well, one, I got into a squat position, like where I kind of got like all the way down like a catcher, because I was like, ooh. Because I watched another thing on the internet about some guy who's like really, really keen on people like squatting, and he talks about the Chinese, and like every time you see a Chinese person like sitting down, they don't sit down, they squat. They're like, it opens up your lungs, it opens up your organs, it opens up this, it opens up your diaphragm.
Taking up some Eastern medicine. That's key. That's perfect. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Those people live forever in the most desolate fucking situations humanly known. Like, these people live in areas of the world where you pray for death at 35 and they make it to 120, and they got their eyes turn to soup, their skin turns to fucking like broken clay, and they're still alive, and they don't know how to die, and it's because they're doing something accidentally correct. So why not say, I like my life, I
Mhm.
like my world, my country's okay. Why don't I start doing these things to make me live longer to appreciate it more?
So you need to write a playbook of all the best from all the cultures. Okay, we got the Dutch breathing, we got
Mhm.
the Chinese squatting. What's next? The Taiwanese testicle twisting? I don't know.
I would go out on a limb here and say that as a white guy, if you start to go ahead and pick like the best parts of other fucking races and ethnicities, you will find that very little of you will still be white. So I don't know how you guys are going to take that once you get to the end of that rope, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
He'll be like
So
Hakeem the African Dream
Yeah,
from late
yeah.
WWF. He
You're
he
gonna
was
get,
one
you're gonna
man
get way
gang.
down the line. You're gonna be like, white guy credit. Okay, I'll take that part. That's good. That's good part. Like, you know, we kind of are slightly superior in almost every other way.
I
we,
can't.
we definitely live longer.
Well, I can't really talk about where we're superior, Alan.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think you're starting to lose it. I don't know that it's on the decline. Is all I'm saying.
Let's talk about white supremacy, Wes. What do you think?
Mm.
What are we good at?
Baking it into political structures. That's what I think. That's what you guys are good at.
I think oppression. That's where we
Yeah,
excel.
that's that. Yeah, we're pretty solid at that. Ultimately, I feel guilty about even talking about this.
I mean, it's fair, I guess.
Yeah, hit the, call a spade or a.
Don't do that.
Nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Phew. Uh, well,
Riveting
Good night,
opening.
good night, everybody.
yeah, we're
Riveting.
getting down.
Glad to be back. All right,
Don't know where
back
this
on track.
don't know where this came from. Alan, you had. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share the screen for all of you who are watching. Take a peek. For all of you who are listening, you're going to hear musical ad, or it's just music in a backyard barbecue. But this is an AI generated ad, and you guys said they can't get the mouth straight. Here we go. Have a look.
He's gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger in.
Here, pause it for okay. For those, we just got to the part where AI is
Honestly.
attempting to human consume something from a container, and it's
Yeah.
not having a good day of it. Yeah, I don't know. What I love about this AI technology right now, and I've been doing a lot of research and listened to a lot of podcasts about it, Lex Friedman and these guys talking about where this is going to be going. And right now, AI is just sucking all things from known. It's taking all of its information from known knowledge. I know
Murr.
that's yeah.
Can I backtrack? Remember
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah.
in this. For those of you who are listening, what we just witnessed was insert Budweiser, Bud Light, I don't know, Pacifico, Corona, maybe, or it was a soft drink, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, something like that. Backyard barbecue with what? Smash Mouth
Yes.
fucking going on. And
Yeah,
pretty much everything looks okay. It's not great. It looks, passable. But then, when you get to the mouths of everyone, specifically the mouths, even when they're having a good time, when they're laughing, that looks fucking funky. But when they, when they try to consume something, it looks like the Matrix got fucked up.
It looks like they hired Jim Carrey to try to drink water with Novocaine in his mouth. Okay,
That's-
That's a
They
great analogy.
yeah, it's really
and
pretty spot on.
AI's basically taking the entire internet and finding examples of what it wants and then hodgepodging them all together. And and I feel like those two gentlemen who are on the double side of the double, basically the double dildo bottle there, I think it pulled from a little bit of Pornhub. It's like, oh, what do they do when they put things in their mouth? They make this face. Oh,
Well, I thought maybe. Do you think maybe they were twisting arms? You know what I mean? They were doing like the arm twist, but the AI couldn't figure that out, and then the
Yeah,
bottles
that's
were
what
on
they-
opposite
that's what
ends.
They call that arm twisting. No,
they call that the
yeah,
snake twirl.
they definitely
Yeah.
fucking. It definitely doesn't understand the concept of human mouth. Like, I like to think that it's a robot, and it's like what do you mean you consume things through your face hole? You know what I mean? Like, it just can't fucking grasp the organic concept because it's like, what? I'm a robot. You know what I mean? I think
like-
that's it. It will continuously have trouble with fucking mouths.
It's like the Terminator when he wipes away the tear from what's his face's eye. I forget the
Edward
the character's
Furlong?
name. Edward Furlong, but I was going to name the
John Connor.
character. John Connor's eye. Yeah, and he's like, I know now why you do this. It's something I could never do. It's like the AI is like, I know now why you consume things. Something I could never fathom.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Perfect analogies, guys. Good job.
Thank you.
Do you think
no-
like is this something?
good one.
Is this something? I jokingly said with Sarah. I said in 5 years from now we're going to look back at this and this is going to be, let's get drunk and have a laugh moment with our friends. Here, this is AI first installment, and I was like, well, maybe it's a year. Alan, you think this is always going to be something that's going to happen?
No, I think that in 5 years we will be fucking in a fucking death dungeon held by AI, and AI is gonna be like, "Did you laugh at our Bud Light mouths? You're dead. You're fucking dead."
It's gonna be, no, I didn't.
Did you think
He's lying.
Did you think we wouldn't figure out that you meet, sex, eat food through those things? We figured it out. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 5 years. I mean, it's going to be a lot less than that. It's going to be like, right now, like AI thinks it's on top of the world. AI thinks it's like really batting 1,000, but it's like George Lucas making the first 3 Star Wars movies, 1, 2, and 3, Phantom Menace and shit like that, where it's like, look how great this CGI is. It's like, nah. And now you look at it and you're like, this is garbage. And I think in like a year, maybe less, we're not going to know what's real and what's computer generated. It's like right there. In fact, being an old radio guy, they just did something about a week ago where some station put all AI DJs on, where it was just all computer generated. They gave it local stories, it read them, it introduced the music, it did the promos, it did everything. And there's just a little bit of a disconnect, but it's right there, man.
Well, no shit. They started with radio. That's because it's sound only. They don't want the mouths fucking. And now, the Beatles.
Yeah,
Yeah, can't be having that.
it's good.
Can't be a play-by-play on playoff basketball or something like that. Then some Jeff Van Gundy meets Phil Jackson look-alike.
What do we do with this now? I just saw that IBM's going to lay off like almost like 7,000 employees, and it's what's kind of not funny in that like Shakespearean comedy kind of way. Like these are the people who helped invent AI, and now it's like, all right, good job, guys. Now your technology is going to take your job from you. See you never.
I mean, that's how kind of. That's unfortunately how like civilization advances, right?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty much what's been happening with everything, sans robots. You know what I mean?
Murr, we talked about oppression earlier. You shouldn't be asking these questions. You know full well what's going on.
Well, white people hired Asians to create computer programs, and then we marketed them to other corporations.
And now you're gonna get us all oppressed, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least
Our
it's equal,
robot overlords.
at least it's now equal opportunity oppression. We're even oppressing ourselves. We're so good, we're doing it to ourselves now.
I don't know, man, because like if you think about it, what if AI's like, well, we got to eradicate the worst of them first, and then it looks at y'all and it's like, well, masters of oppression, get on out of here. You might have fucking shot yourself in the foot on this one. Is all I'm saying.
This should be easy. They're not survivalist.
Actually, that is our other skill, by the way, though. Our other skill as white people is isolating ourselves in very rural locations and developing machines of destruction out of nothing but wood and gunpowder. As long as
I
we
wouldn't
can
give
remember,
yourself that much credit against AI, though. Come on, relax. You ain't moonshining your way out of this one, buddy.
Hey, breathe. Just breathe deep.
Crouch down, too, while you do it.
Yeah.
put your head between your knees. Really get upside down.
Get in there.
Come on, Andrew Van Mersten. Come on. Dutch bastard, you breathe.
Oh shit, man.
All
Whew.
right. Hey, look. Speaking of breathing and breathing through your nose.
Oh,
Yeah.
look
No.
at you.
This is. Look at that, Murray. You thought I was gonna fuck the lead-in up. No, I've been thinking about that one all the last hour when we decided on this script here.
Okay.
We're bringing back a good old one and done. So, Mr. Murray, let the folks know what we're going to be discussing and debating here on this week's one and done.
He definitely didn't fuck up the lead.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Oh man. All right, here is a great blast from the past. Somebody who should have never faded away, but he's back again for all the wrong reasons. The greatest two-sport athlete, probably the greatest athlete of a generation who never got the opportunity to flex his full skills. Bo Jackson, apparently he's been suffering for quite some time, about a year, from the hiccups. Of all the things that took Bo Jackson down, besides Bo Jackson himself, it's fucking his flexing diaphragm is the thing. So Bo Jackson apparently has tried every remedy to combat his nearly year-long battle with hiccups, including smelling the ass of a porcupine. During an appearance on a morning talk show, the athlete, now 60, detailed the unusual ordeal, which he says dates back to last July. Quote, "I'm getting a medical procedure done at the end of this week, to try to remedy it." He said, I'm busy at the hospital sitting up with the doctor poking me, shining lights down my throat, everything that you can see, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he says, I've done everything. Scare me, drink water upside down, smell the ass of a porcupine. It doesn't work. I mean, I feel like he really made a giant leap from scaring, drinking upside down to smelling the ass of the porcupine. But yeah, apparently if you have hiccups for over 48 hours, it's advised to seek medical assistance. I feel like I've had hiccups for about 2 days before. I mean, I didn't know that was a thing you were supposed to go to the doctor for. But yeah, so Bo Jackson, hiccups for a year almost, smelling the ass of a porcupine. Is there a point, though, and I wish I had a specific example here, but is there a point where you would just do anything to stop that one thing that's just like constant, involuntary, that's annoying the piss out of you? I mean, you got somebody like Bo Jackson, a man's man, a man's man, a man who basically ripped his own hip out of socket and ended his professional athlete career for the most part. Like, you think giving him the asshole of a porcupine is going to stop him from trying to cure himself?
No, is that the question?
I don't know what
Well, this
the
is like,
question is.
I think it
Wes-
was kind of moderately like a one and done. Like, what would be your cutoff point to smell the ass of a porcupine? Week, 2 weeks,
Yeah, well,
month?
I mean,
Oh, okay. That's a good question
Well,
that I
that's-
didn't come up with. Thank you,
that's-
Wesley.
I thought you said how long. What you said how long and what's your cutoff point? So I just kind of
yeah.
assumed like,
Not very
you know,
long.
after a month, Christ.
I gotta be honest with you. The thing about this is, with us three dumb fucks, is like you present me the asshole of a porcupine and be like, hey, this will cure your, this will get you a 6-minute mile. I'm gonna be like, bring it in, baby.
yeah.
Even give me a little acupuncture around the cheeks
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
if I got
Like,
it.
there are a lot of I mean, this ain't gonna take hiccups either. Like, yeah, he'd be like, this is sending to the moon. All right, bring that porcupine butt over here. We're taking a rocket ship. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's a weird question.
Okay, all right. Okay, we've talked about this before. Like, okay, the thing that scares me about like the poisonous snakes, right, is that like you've had this thing happen to you that doesn't really hurt. You get bit by an animal. Okay, big deal. It's a pinch. It hurts for a second, but you know you're gonna die if you don't get somewhere quickly. If they said like you could cure all the diseases in your body right now and live to 100 without any flaws along the way, but we're gonna have to drop you 40 miles from civilization and give you a rattle bait bite to your dick, and then you have to try to make it back before you fucking keel over and die.
So that's the new one and done.
That doesn't sound like fun.
It's not fun, but I mean, it's the cure-all. That's it. You're dead. Wes, you told me you were coming up with the one and done.
Yeah, my one and done was whether or not you'd smell a porcupine's asshole after like what's your cutoff on in terms of is it a week? Is it 4 days? Is it 3 days?
I feel like if you had like a jar of porcupine asshole on the countertop, and like the first 30 seconds I had hiccups and I was trying to watch the ball game, like oh, give me the porcupine asshole, just
Yeah.
now, just bring it,
Yeah.
bring
What
it
are you
over.
talking about? Like a jar of petrified porcupine asshole? No, bro, this is going to a goddamn somewhere better than the Plumpton Park Zoo in Cecil County that
They
you
have two
have season
porcupines.
passes to.
They
They
have
do?
two porcupines. Yeah.
Huh.
See?
So
I'd
okay,
have to-
wait a minute.
I'd have to
Do I-
verify with a biologist of whether or not that asshole was hiccup cure worthy or not. I'd
Okay,
have to have
so-
them give a good look at that sucker.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a very good question.
Okay, hold on a second. I think now that I'm processing this, I think Wes might actually be onto something here. So do I have to wrangle the porcupine myself to get to the asshole? I mean, I'm just assuming that there's like I don't know, like an intern at the hospital who's like got like chainmail on, like holding the quills up, and is like, "Okay, Mr. Jackson, we're gonna get your nose in here, right there, or that thing that looks like the beak of an octopus. We want you to get up in there and get a good deep huff."
Why did you give yourself a fake last name?
Yeah, right?
I'm talking about Bo Jackson.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
thought, you were,
fair.
I thought you were talking about you.
Okay, but
Yeah.
or do I have to wrangle the porcupine myself, and then I have to
Yeah.
fight my way to its asshole?
So initially, I was going to say the whole like the porcupine is sedated, and the expert is holding back the quills, and then the person who then told you that this would cure you is behind you, giving you a play-by-play of how to get, how far to get your nose in, whether it's not to be like up butted against it. Now I'm starting to think, would you be willing to wrangle one? And let's just say if you kill the porcupine, maybe you have 30 seconds before the asshole stuff is no good for you anymore.
I like what's happening right here. Okay, this is happening in live time here. So here's the question.
You slap one in the head with an oar, and then you got 30 seconds. Otherwise, your hiccups aren't cured.
Okay, you've now got the hiccups. Now you can cure them, or they'll last a year. The only cure is to wrangle a live porcupine and smell its asshole.
Okay, so there's no what I just said, killing it, and then the potency goes down and done within 30 seconds.
No, it's got to be a live, just musk riddled porcupine, and you gotta somehow get your nose. Now, do you just go with the hiccups? Here you go, hiccups for the rest of your life, or do you attempt to wrangle the porcupine and sniff its live asshole?
Bro, okay. I haven't looked at a still image of a porcupine in a long time.
I haven't looked at a porcipine's asshole in quite some time.
Oh, it's not going to be an enjoyable experience.
So they have a tail. They have a tail.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's covered in these quills, so it's tough to decipher
Well, yeah.
where the tail ends and one begins. Maybe see if anatomy.
It looks pretty fucking standard. It looks like a dog with fucking razor blades on its back. Like,
Yeah,
it's
Give it like a
there's
beaver.
a front and a back end.
Gotcha. So if you can, yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like unless you have like two drumsticks and you can like hold the face down, hold the tail down, and just real quick, you might be fucked.
Yeah, well, okay, it's
You're
that.
taking a quill to the fucking something.
Hmm.
You just got to get over that. But you got to smell a butthole.
Can I wear? Oh, how about this? Can I wear goggles to keep my eyes protected?
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's fair.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I would say give me about a month, and then I'm probably just fucking looking for the nearest porcupine.
Do I have to go
When-
find it, or is it like is there like a porcupine hunting palace?
I think okay. I mean, I think since porcupines
The
are,
palace, yeah.
I think we've got a plentiful porcupines in America. I think you can go down and be like, hey, look,
Do we?
yeah, why not? I mean, look, I can go to Rising Sun, Maryland, and find two porcupines just fucking like
That's-
Yeah,
chilling.
and you can also see that,
That's in someone's yard, though. That doesn't
yeah,
count.
and that one-eyed tiger that humps the air randomly. That you and your
North
son
American
love to see.
porcupine.
Yeah, where are they native to? Like, where's the? I don't even know. But by the way, this
Okay.
is how much of a money grab like this. The Plumpton Park Zoo is. Is like when the porcupines lose like a quill or two, they like sell them for $1. Like when you're going out, it's like you want to buy your 8-year-old a porcupine quill. It'll probably stick in his thigh on the way home, and then it'll drive its way through to his fucking femur. Like I sure do. That looks cool as shit.
$1, keep him preoccupied in the back seat. Yeah. So, Alan, where do you got the? So, what did you say, Alan?
Like how long would it take? It wouldn't take me long at all. It would take me
Yeah.
like fucking a day. I hate
No.
hiccups.
Okay, I know that, but like, okay, but in all honesty, I think Wes's timeline's about right, about a month. I mean, because this is an adventure, Alan. Like, you gotta like, I could handle a day's worth of hiccups, and they might go away. Medically speaking, they're like 2 days, and then I'm like, fuck medicine, a week. But how long does it take me after that to be like, okay, I need to go smell this porcupine asshole? You can't tell
Right.
me you're gonna go like that afternoon, like.
I mean,
I got
if I'm armed now with the knowledge that porcupine assholes may or may not cure said thing, like I really fucking hate the hiccups. I don't think I could overstate this enough. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't get them very often. Knock on wood. So
Do you get to have like gardener's gloves?
I think Wes. I think in this situation, I think you can go into. I think.
he's concerned about like his equipment.
Listen, Wes. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
wanna
give
know-
you. I'm
yeah.
gonna give you goggles, and I'm gonna
Okay.
give you like, I don't know, like 16th century like samurai suit to wear to go into the fucking.
Well,
Porcupine.
I was just gonna say like something for my hands and like wood shop plastic eye covering.
No, I think I'm gonna give you more than that. I think I'm gonna let you like kind of go in there with like whatever you think you need, but you still gotta get your nose to its asshole.
Yeah,
I think
and how
that's gonna.
okay? How long do I have to? Because see, my worry is that if I'm not concentrating too much, I'm gonna get the fucker where I need to, and I'm gonna have a violent hiccup and drop it. Like, oh, there he goes! Wee, son of a bitch!
I know.
That's what
I
I
like
worry
how
about.
in
I
this.
think you got to knock it out, or at least attempt to.
Okay, well, what if this? Okay, let's recreate the scenario here. What if it's got to be alive and stirring because you actually have to wait for it to fart, and you have no idea? That's going to be pretty random.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to wait for that.
The adrenochrome doesn't pump unless it's like conscious and fighting around. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
null and void.
Yeah, well, then you just got to fucking prepare to take some quills to like the arm, and probably somewhere else. Like I mean, like you're gonna it's gonna happen. You're just like it's either this or fucking what certain death or just hiccups for the rest of your life, which is basically like certain death if you're asking some people. So yeah, I'm hunting porcupine. That's all I'm saying.
I guess like you could like I mean
Pretty quick.
there would then be dumbass white people who would be trying to recreate what you did, on the internet, a la like a breathing technique or something of the sort.
I feel like there might be a market for us to hook tubes up to porcupine anus and like create a spa where like old white women go in to just huff porcupine anus.
It's probably not a terrible idea.
And by the way, I don't even know why we made this the question because Bo Jackson did it and it still didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
And now he has to have a medical procedure done.
How does that even happen?
I don't want to get what's that he's had the hiccups for so long, or that the porcupine smelling didn't work.
Well, both. Honestly, but yeah.
The porcupine smelling, I can't comment on. I have no idea. I never thought of such a thing. I have a surefire. I always just pull the trigger and I barf. If I get to a point where I just can't cure it with like bending over and drinking, or holding my breath, or drinking a cup full of water, but just pull the trigger and barf.
You're talking about like alcohol-induced hiccups, like where you've drank so much that you're like fucking Otis from the Andy Griffith Show. Like this is just Bo Jackson in his backyard trying to shoot a bow and arrow and can't fucking concentrate anymore. And he's just like, holy shit, I didn't do anything wrong here.
Well, this is going to be the like I again. Sarah was asking what we were talking about tonight. I mentioned this, and she said something about this. Typically, that's cancer of some sort.
That can be that can be yeah.
I don't want to get morbid on. We're supposed to keep it lighthearted, but just.
But this is
call
Bo
it a spade a
Jackson.
spade.
He can afford to go and see if I have hiccups. Do I have cancer? I feel like before you sniff an porcupine's asshole, you go ask that question.
Yeah,
point.
I was gonna say I don't think you would have gotten there without like a little due diligence.
Like, nah, ship shape. You just have hiccups. Like, all right.
I know.
My buddy down the street told me about a porcupine smelling that I could do.
I know that like a couple months ago, like I had the hiccups like where I couldn't stop them, and it was all stress related. It was just like muscle spasms from like not being able to like to center myself, which is why, again, like breathing techniques and shit like that, they work. They do help with that. But I was reading through it, and it's just like muscle spasms for unknown reasons. What?
I just when you said breathing techniques, I just thought that was funny. That's all.
That's why, honestly, not no shit. Like that's why I started doing those breathing techniques because I had like I was going through a lot of stress. Wes, you know
Okay.
about my stress on this department, and I couldn't figure out how to stop all this, and so I was like, okay, maybe if I can open up my diaphragm, I'll go. Oh, look at this Wim Hof. Ooh, look at this. This fucking Dutch technology of sucking wind. Anyway,
Wait, okay. I thought that was just to beat a coworker in a mile-long run. Not
well,
because
I
you had the
mean,
hiccups for a while.
you know, sometimes you figure out how to multi-purpose some things.
Yeah. All right. Let me just tell you right now, full disclosure, a month's worth of hiccuping, there's not too many things in the animal kingdom that I ain't smelling the butthole. If someone's like, hey, man, 10% chance that it'll happen. Yeah. Elephant?
I mean, by a month of hiccuping, I'm pretty close to blowing my fucking brains out. It's like
I know how to I know how to end these hiccups.
Yeah,
Stop breathing.
yeah, just done. That's it. It's
I'll-
not worth it anymore.
I'll just huff some lead. Done.
Boom. Just stroll up to a gas station with a plastic bag full of paper towels. Just gotta fucking go to town.
Oh shit. Well, I guess in some way that's your fucking one and done.
Good luck to Bo Jackson. I listen. Yeah. Again, this is a weird thing. You had said what the greatest athlete or the greatest two-sport athlete. I think you'd be hard pressed if he's not your number one greatest athlete of all time. He's got to be top 5.
Okay, I would. Well, here's the thing. I would say like the best pure athlete of an entire generation.
Yeah.
Like
Pure
pure athlete. Yes, yes.
You're
Like
right.
I'm not saying like because again, he unfortunately for him, he doesn't have the NFL numbers like to back up that argument. He doesn't have the baseball numbers to back up that argument. But if anybody was alive in like the late 80s, early 90s and just simply witnessed that athletic prowess, like it's undefucking-niable. It's just I almost feel like the injury causes the legend to grow year by year, decade
Yeah.
by decade, because like he never had a point where he slumped. He only like got to the mountaintop and then was crushed. And then, you know, also helped propel hip surgery technology to the zenith that it is today, where people can still compete with fucking new hips if they need to. There's fucking MMA athletes that can still fight and have a hip replacement, which was not a thing. It used to be like, oh, you're having your hip replaced? Yeah. Okay. You may or may not walk with a cane for the rest of your life, but you'll be able to stand. Bo Jackson came in and said, I'm going to go play for the Royals.
No, White Sox.
Either way.
Yeah. No, he did play for the Royals. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that the allure of that is what you're talking about because the sample size was so small. You know, you got like 4 years of football and I'd say 5 years of baseball. And it was just like, and I say 4 years of football because remember, he only played like 2/3 of the season.
I think he only missed like the first 3 games of every season for baseball.
No, about football, you're saying.
Football. That's what I mean.
Because he would play the season, then come on. Some of those seasons, he only played like 10 or 11 games.
Well, if they made the playoffs, I'm not sure, but either way, yes. That the point is that, that Bo is so goddamn. He was just so good. He was head and shoulders of everybody in both sports.
Yeah.
That's what was amazing about him.
There's
But
a
he
good-
didn't have time to decline.
There's a good point on the 30 for 30 where someone said there was a folklore that he dunked in a basketball
stick.
hoop, a broomstick. And
No,
then
just a
someone was-
stick. It was just a stick that he found.
I thought it was a broomstick. Yeah.
No, they were like he picked up a stick and dunked it, and they were like, it just makes sense because what else would a 10-year-old grab to throw through a basketball hoop? But why would a 10-year-old be able to dunk? Why would it be a stick? Because he's 10.
Right. And also, like, why would anyone lie about him dunking a stick? Like that's
Yeah.
like the folklore isn't added to it. Like, what? Who would make that up? Yeah.
Yeah, it actually kind of makes him sound stupid on the surface of it, but I mean, also incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just never see that shit again. You know,
Yeah.
athletes are too specialized now. You know what I mean? Like you don't get that. I mean, kids play multiple sports, and like you get like fucking Mahomeses who are like drafted in both, but like you're never gonna see the motherfucker be like, I'm doing both. because they can make a shit ton of money in one or the other, and they're like, I'm just getting paid now.
Well,
Thank
and then the reason he played baseball is even legendary. It's like, what was it? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers like fucked him out of his collegiate career. He was hitting like 500, and then they like illegally brought him in, and then he said, "Fuck you, draft me number 1, see what happens." And then they did, and he's like, "I'm playing baseball."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Pulled it Elway.
yeah.
Well, I think
Pulled
like
it
yeah, so Elway with the Colts. Chris, I was going to say something about him. God damn it. Well, I think unless you get someone that's maybe, and Alan, let's go back to what you said, because I simply don't think owners and GMs are willing to like pay that kind of money. Well, the GM isn't paying anything, but the GM is going to extend the contract.
Also, there is something to be said. That was like pre-Dominican MLB, right? So like now you can't even like there isn't even room for a guy who fucking double pulls fucking sports. They're gonna be like, nah, bud, we got fucking Jose Enrique back over here, the 18-year-old Dominican phenom. Like, thanks, Bo Jackson, but just go play football, bud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was a different time in both of those sports back then. I mean, undeniably, one of the greatest athletes ever seen. But like,
well, I think
I just don't see it anymore.
what I was going to say is if you could get like a punter or like a backup quarterback who can pitch.
Yeah, like you're never gonna get like a fucking
No, a running back and a fucking all-star left fielder.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, listen, honestly, and I feel like this guy he doesn't get overlooked, but he does. But like Ohtani, man, like I mean, to have a pitcher who can hit, like like he's like the perfect fucking baseball player. Like I'll play the field, I can play outfield, I can pitch, I can hit. I mean, my God, like I mean, we're witnessing like the prototypical baseball player. Like honestly, if things progress and AI takes over our genetic code and starts developing baseball players, they will be able to do everything on the field interchangeably. And I feel like that's what we're getting.
That's a lot of fucking baseball players in general until they get to the big leagues or even just the minors. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these kids in college, they pitch and fucking play shortstop and fucking hit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then they get to fucking major league training camp and they're like, "You're a right fielder."
Yeah, but to
like,
be
you know what I mean? And that's it.
But to be in the pros and be the one of one that does do it, that they're like, you're too good to deny, like not being able to do it. Like they didn't try to specialize and like, no, this is your specialty. Is it you're the best at everything on the fucking field? So go do
I
it.
think they specialized him too, but they were like, well, we need your bat. Like he is a pitcher. I think that's a specialization, but he's got such a great bat naturally that they're like, well, we got to fucking wedge you in somewhere. So you need to just fucking play first base or play fucking right field.
Yeah.
And then just hit fucking rake.
You need to get like
work.
350 to 400 bats a year. And I will say, say like overlooked, they're talking, I saw a report that he's in line to get 600 million this offseason. Mm-hmm. 600 million.
And you know what? This might be the first time that I've heard a stupid contract like that. And I'm looking at it like, yeah, okay. I mean, baseball
makes sense, yeah.
Based on like Manny Machado and shit, I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, that makes sense to me.
Fuck. Yeah, I mean the Dodgers will pay it.
Yeah, you know? They say the Angels are the front runners.
The Angels are not fucking paying that amount of money. And if they do, like, why is he gonna stay there? Like, why is he's gonna be like, yeah, let's get this 600 mil and win fucking 40 games. Like, we fucking suck. And I got Mike Trout. We still fucking suck.
Yeah.
Look, bottom line is like there's going to be a top tier National League team that's going to be like, all right, fucking fine, let's do it. Let's do it.
Why does that have to be National League?
Because the pitchers hit and
no, not anymore. Not anymore.
I don't think
not anymore.
No, it's universal DH.
Yeah,
Are you fucking kidding? I didn't even know this. Goddamn, baseball just said like let's change every rule we have tomorrow.
Well, they've been talking about that for a while now. Yeah,
I know, but I mean, it's just one of those things where like I did not. I mean, because look, I'm an American League fan, so like I didn't know they did that. That was like the one thing that set us apart, and now it's apparently not. That's know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that's the only rule change that I'm like actually against. Is like that was the two things that set the leagues apart, and now they're the same.
See, if I, in my opinion, if you've done
Other
this,
than the
I think
competition.
how like deep down do you want to go on the rabbit hole in this? Because I've felt if you're not going to have any, if you're not going to make an East and a West like the NBA and the NHL, they're not. They're going to have it's like an AL, NL, like what was it East, West, and Central. Then okay, the only thing that differentiated them is Murs. You said the DH. If the DH is obsolete, or excuse me, the pitcher's hitting, the DH is universal now. Then make it one league and make it regionalized.
Well, I
So
mean, that's essentially what they're
no, but
trying
we
to
no
attempt to do.
we would be in a division with Philly, DC, probably the
Oh,
two New York teams,
I
and
see what you're
then
saying.
maybe like
Well,
and
really,
then
what does that do? What benefit does that
because
have?
then you don't have if you are able to create a schedule that's even on most platforms, then you won't have like a AL or NL like championship series where you think like yeah that should be the World Series. You
I see
try to
what he's
make it the
saying.
two
Like
best teams.
you would
Yeah, I
do like
guess.
you would do home stands and road trips, and your road trip would be in like the Central Division, the West Division, and then you would play all of your East Coast teams, and you would go back. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
makes sense. Fuck, man, they might just do it. It's Hey man, baseball's gotten good again. That's all I know. I mean,
Yeah.
it helps that my team's fucking winning. So I mean, it's all these things like coming together all at the same time.
Yeah, the clock helps. I think that's the biggest one.
God,
Yeah.
I didn't think it would, but man, it fucking does.
They need to allow the pitchers to have one timeout.
I
The
agree with
batters
that.
can step out and disengage. The pitchers ought to be able to like one time like moving along. But
Well,
it is
they
what it
do
is.
a little bit. Like they can have somebody come out and talk to them. Like, but that's only like what once an
You
inning.
can do like once an inning. The pitching coach, yeah,
Plus, they drive
Yeah.
the flow of the game anyway. So
right.
you know,
I don't
but
know.
do they really need it? Fuck them.
A moth gets in your face. A porcupine's asshole comes by. You're like, damn, I could use that. Just get a little pepper on my fastball.
Got to fucking lock in. Yeah.
All right, we digress. We digress. Let's expand our minds. Let's get less shin splinty and more flat earthy.
Let's get some Fun Fact Friday. Here we go, my friends. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday, brought to you, of course, by our great friends over at the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Do you think the Shin Splints Recovery Group can explain how Bryce Harper was able to return to Major League Baseball after having Tommy John surgery only 60 days later? After having a fucking drill bit scored through his fucking elbow, a tendon rerouted, then back in Major League Baseball hitting home runs 60 days later.
Well, they would tell you that less gravity all around like a flat tax. It's flat gravity.
Well,
And it helps out.
that's our no, Wesley, you've got them mixed up. That's our good friends over at the Flat Earth Science Advocates for Truth.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Had a Freudian slip there.
Let's get to it. Let's expand our minds. Let's get to some amazing facts. Now, listen, I'm going to play a little bit of fact roulette here, okay? Because I have 6 facts where I usually do 5. I am going to shuffle the deck, and I'm only going to read 5 facts. So one fun fact will be left out unless I read it real quick and decide that it's not worth discussing at all whatsoever. So here we go. 5 fun facts. Did you know? Many generations ago, when humans were hairier, goosebumps helped our ancestors' hair stand on end in order to make them appear larger and more threatening in situations, the same way a cat puffs up its fur when it's scared. Today, we no longer need to stave off predators in this way, but the response remains, which explains why goosebumps show up not only when you're cold, but when you're afraid.
Wait, it has nothing to do with me listening to my favorite song and assuming that I'm singing it in front of a bunch of people. I thought I was like, yeah, I got goosebumps. Mom spaghetti, mom spaghetti.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like fear. You put fear inside of yourself of performing.
Yeah, or
you know
you're projecting fear upon the public. Like, look how fucking boss I am, bitch. Bow. Almost like
I don't think that's how
Harry
it
and
is.
the Hendersons. Remember when they give him a shower and they give him conditioner and he puffs up all big? It's like, oh damn, that's an imposing creature. But he looked glorious.
Yeah.
I
Damn.
don't know
I
that
don't
those are
remember Harry's.
connected at all. But
They're not.
Okay.
That is what it is.
So
Insert Harry
we-
and the Hendersons.
We used to get scared, or our ancestors used to get scared. They were probably Dutch. They're probably good breathers. They would get scared. Their hair would puff up on the back of their neck that would create goosebumps to make themselves seem larger or bigger. Right.
Right.
Okay.
We're
And
muscular.
we've lost that. More muscular. Gotcha.
No, we
Bigger.
haven't lost it. You don't pay attention to any of the fucking facts I read.
You said
That's what-
we
never.
don't do. So we,
What?
okay.
What? No. And I saw the look of frustration on the West Fox face. What you got?
Did you not say somewhere along the lines that we do, like it's not bred out of us because we're not?
No, I
we're
didn't
not
say
dogs,
that. I
but-
said it's. I'll read the exact sentence that you misinterpreted. Today, we no longer need to stave off predators in this way, but the response remains, which is why goosebumps show up when you're cold or afraid.
Okay. Maybe I was just disagreeing with the fact that it's just fear. Every now and then when I hear some good shit, slam around, see a good porn scene on Pornhub,
What happened?
goosebumps.
happened?
you get goosebumps from porn scenes. You might need to talk to somebody, bud. It's kind of fucking weird. I think like porn as much as the next guy, but goosebumps. What
Ooh,
are
you
you
s-
watching?
See the way she's smelling that porcupine's asshole? Ooh, I got goosebumps.
Damn.
Probably
By
got
the way,
hiccups.
Another fun thing I like to do at the Plumpton Park Zoo in Rising Sun, Maryland, by the way, big ups to them. I like to go over to the jackal cage, and because they are fear response animals, I like to throw my hands over my head real hard, real quick, and they get all fucking freaked out, and they fucking like duck and run. It's awesome.
Terrible.
I know.
Yeah, you see at this zoo, Alan, guys like Murr and his kid can scare fucking animals with no one around, no handlers.
I have no doubt in my mind that the Cecil Tucky Zoo treats its animals with the utmost respect. Like,
I'm a member. I'm a goddamn member. I have a
Well,
I have a
you
I have
need
a
to
card
know.
in my I have a card in my wallet. I pay them a lot of money every year to go.
To scare animals.
Yeah, goddamn right. What's the fucking point of being a member if I can't scare the animals? I own those animals. I'm a white man. I'm a white man oppressing animals. That's all I got left.
Yeah, that's really it.
I hope this next fact is a little less rich.
Did you know? Though it's exceedingly uncommon, there has been some research to suggest that some cats could possibly be allergic to humans.
I mean, I didn't know that. Cats suck, but I can see that.
I mean, it's some, what do you mean? Like, I get it, but what do they grab stray cats and
Yeah,
study
how do you
those
know?
fuckers?
How do cats present? Like, do they get all sniffly?
Yeah,
Like-
we had a cat, believe it or not, that had cat HIV in my parents' house.
Wait,
which
hold on.
is-
You had a
yeah.
cat with AIDS?
no, the cat with AIDS. That's right.
AIDS cat.
We,
Got
we caught him Freddy.
Oh,
Wait, I mean, I had to know. Wait,
Yeah,
was it in the Andrew Murr era of Fox?
it was a
Family
little bit
Cats?
later. It was the one that Dewey owned. I think it was Harry.
Oh, he renamed it?
What the? No.
Wait, Harry.
I
Wait,
think, I
Harry.
think the Freddy was a joke
Harry had AIDS.
because of the AIDS.
It was the kid. Like, listen, they got it. I don't
Queen
remember necessarily as a stray, but when they got it, they took it to a local vet and they ran blood test on it, and they confirmed that it's not even HIV. It's something. It's called something different, but it's equivalent to it. And then cats don't suffer nearly as much as humans. They end up getting. They said probably like you might kick off a year if it's life expectancy, and it'll probably die of pneumonia. So if it's going to live till it's 12, it'll die at 11. And he died at like 9 of a tooth infection that caused kidney failure.
Yep, that's how it goes. that's how those go. You don't usually die of anything fucking cool. You die of like a fucking cold.
All I
You know
know,
what
Alan, is that like Wes's dad had a cat, and every time that fucker was in heat, that motherfucker wanted me to give it the dick. It would. And
yeah.
Foxy got
60.
the biggest kick out of this. It would like every time I'd stop by, it would get in the living room and it'd get all start nuzzling its shoulders back and forth, and it'd look over its shoulders and turn around and look at me, and then it'd lean
Yeah,
forward
and
and stick its asshole out at me.
The hair on Murr's back would like raise up.
but I wasn't afraid, Alan.
Good. You shouldn't be.
Did you know? In addition to their fur, tigers have striped skin as well, and each pattern is as unique as a human fingerprint.
I didn't know that.
Can you do? I mean, like, do you think one of these fuckers suffered to conduct a tiger autopsy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait, you don't have to kill a tiger to shave it.
you had to skin it. You said
No.
Yeah, but you know, you're gonna kill it.
Hold on.
And the first people that caught one did not kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Wait,
This is
Wes,
for
you don't
grooming.
have to kill it.
Yeah, well, these people weren't like, "Hey, do you want a haircut, buddy? Stand still."
Yeah, that's you know how that shit went down. Bang! And then they fucking shaved it, and we're like, "Huh? Look at that! It's got fucking stripes."
It was
This guy's
white
striped
dude.
skin.
It was white dudes in India.
Yeah,
They fucking-
absolutely. It was fucking Nigel and Simon, and they had khaki outfits on, and they were in the fucking Indian jungle, and Ravi Patel was next to them, leading them to fucking tigers, and then they blasted one, and fucking were like, "Look at that! It's got striped skin."
I wanted to make fun of Wes so
Get that,
bad.
Ravi, go get it. Go get it.
All the peripheral bullshit that Wes just said is, I know 100% correct. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have to kill a tiger to skin it or to see its striped skin. But goddamn it, if that's not what happened, he's
Was exactly how it happened.
you're both absolutely. Oh,
they
fuck me.
Alan, they shot it, and then they were like, "Oh, shot of absinthe."
They were
Shot of absinthe.
they were shooting tigers and fucking pilfering jewels to put in fucking Charles's crown, and fucking that's how they found out tiger striped skin.
No, I need to do my Wim Hof breathing here for a minute. Jesus Christ.
Shot of absinthe. Shot of absinthe.
You guys ever had absinthe?
Good play,
Yeah.
chaps. Yeah.
Not 1900s killed tiger absinthe.
Oh, I've had European seedy fucking pub absinthe.
Yeah, me too, man. When eBay first started doing international deliveries, I ordered some Czechoslovakian fucking Green Fairy absinthe, and boy, that's a different experience.
Enjoy that.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I fell off a flight of steps because I didn't feel drunk, but I really, really was.
You didn't breathe
it was
enough.
And I lit that motherfucker on fire because they're like, "Ooh, you need to melt a sugar cube over top of it." Well, little do you know that 100 proof fucking absinthe will catch a blaze when molten sugar drops into it. So yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
Hey, looking back through the historical scrolls, I found out that Nigel told Simon that, "Hey, if you smell the asshole of this tiger, you'll live another 10 years." Simon dove in.
Give me some
Absinthe?
of that.
Absinthe.
Okay, let me try to get back on track here. Again, this is fact roulette here. Did you know there was no shortage of assassination plots against Cuban dictator Fidel Castro? But one of the strangest plans the CIA hatched was simply meant to embarrass Castro by making his beard fall out. The goal was to sprinkle thallium, which is what they spray, of course, out of the jets over every American city in the country, right,
Yeah.
Wes? And sprinkle thallium in Castro's shoes during an overseas trip where it would absorb through the skin, causing his beard to fall out and rob him of his machismo. The plot apparently fell through when Castro canceled the trip.
So he was the reason that his beard didn't fall off, his own self?
Yeah, he just was like, "Nah, I ain't going. Fuck that. I got
Okay.
some porcupine asshole to smell, I got
Yeah.
some yeah.
So hold on. So anyone that was in the vicinity that this was dropped on, they were going to lose their beard as well.
No, they were gonna sprinkle it in his shoes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
It wasn't.
All right.
My joke was that you have been going hardcore after fucking
I may
chemtrail
have blacked
people.
out. I may have blacked out for 10 to 15 seconds after you had said that, and then I caught up midway through the fun fact. Okay, so they
Yeah.
were going to sprinkle this in his shoes, and his
Yeah.
beard was going to fall off like he was receiving radiation.
No, like what's that movie with John Candy where he's the fiction writer and also like ends up being like the private detective kind of guy and
Harry Crumb?
everything. Mm,
I don't
Who's
know.
Harry Crumb?
I don't know.
Maybe,
That one.
it's the one where like he starts writing bad shit about like the brother-in-law and like the guy's tooth just falls out for no reason. Yeah, that was kind of the thing. Is like his beard was just gonna fall off.
Wow.
Mm.
He was gonna go bald out of nowhere, and then all of the Cuban people are gonna be like, Fidel, he cannot even grow beard no more.
You know,
How can
I
we
mean,
follow a man with no beard?
I think this is like grounds for a good practical joke. I think the three of us need to start putting this in someone's shoes.
Yes, we need
I'm
to
pretty
poison
sure
our friends with thallium.
I was gonna say, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that shit's poison. Like, it's
To
not
an
just like a
extent.
beard faller outer. It's poison. I'm fairly certain. Like it's not what its use is. It's just a happy side effect.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
just
so
you
they won't
don't
smell for
necessarily
like 5 years.
you don't feel the last 10 years of your life falling off. You feel your beard falling off.
You know, I feel like we really missed out on fucking like prime CIA years. You know what I mean? Just
right?
fucking really just getting down in Latin America and really causing a fucking mess of things.
Dude, I'm talking, yeah, Alan, you're 100% because it's like, it's just a bunch of fucking, like, again, devious, oppressive white dudes sitting in an office building with a dartboard of devious shit. Like, let's go thallium for the shoes.
Yeah. Like I've been watching Narcos. Like when I was sick, I just binged watch Narcos, and like, you know, there's a lot of times where we were like, we could get Pablo Escobar, but money and political influence in Latin America, that sounds way better than taking out Pablo Escobar. Like, yeah, they really did it easy down there.
Alan, there's a whole thing. I don't remember the show, but there was some investigative journalist who went down there, and apparently Pablo liked to bury a lot of his cash.
Yeah.
And there's
Yes.
a whole like city block where they know he buried a significant amount of money, but they don't know exactly where. And
Yeah.
since the CIA and everybody's so fucking hell bent on finding this shit, they're like, you know what? Let's not dig for it now. Let's just fucking put up chain link fence so nobody goes in there.
Yeah,
And so
man.
there's
Like,
a whole city block that's just blocked off that nobody can enter because they know that there's probably like $1 million up to 10 million fucking dollars just buried in the ground there.
yeah, when they started shipping that shit to the States, they started making like more money than they could even fucking fathom. And then it was all American money too. And they were like, well, the fucking Yanks are gonna get pissed about this shit. We can't spend it very quickly either. So yeah, they were just like fucking bury it. And then like if Narcos told me anything, which is clearly a fucking absolute dedicated reenactment of how Pablo Escobar did his dealings, fucking they just kept finding money. They were like, "Oh, hey, remember that remember fucking Hermilda's farm? Go, there's a tree. There's a tree there. Dig underneath the tree, millions of dollars. Bring that
Yep.
back." Like it was insanity. Good times.
And finally, did you know? Don't be too annoyed by earwax. It's actually named curcumin, and it serves a very important purpose of lining your ear and making sure no dirt, debris, or other foreign materials enter too deep.
Yeah, I knew that. It's also bugs too.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they get in there. It's like an old, like a natural rat trap. They get their wax. They get the wax in there, and like they can't get out.
I heard a terrifying story that has nothing to do with earwax, but Penn Jillette, Penn and Teller,
Yeah.
he told this story where he would take these like ridiculously like hot showers, and then you get out, and then he would put on ear headphones like we're all wearing now, and he would meditate and listen to meditation music. Well, he trapped all that steam in his ears, and the earwax was just overwhelmed, and he ended up growing mushrooms inside of his ear canal and had to have them removed. and apparently they had to go in with like a suction tube, and it was the most painful experience of his life. And this is a guy who has like taken needles and razor blades to himself, and yeah.
Jesus,
Who is this?
mushrooms. Penn Jillette.
Huh. Yeah, that sounds like that's something that would happen to him. that's that far fetched.
That's ridiculous. I've seen some things where like parasites get pulled out of people's skin, and but some of these wild things like that. But fucking mushrooms in your ears on account that what you put earmuffs over while you were in a steam room and meditating.
You trap that shit in there, and then fucking it was moist enough for fucking fungus to grow in your ear canal.
Also,
And
you were dirty enough for fucking fungus to grow.
Well,
I know I had a roommate who had to get he had to get like drops where he put them in every day for like 3 times a day for a week in order to soften up the
well, I've heard
and the
that.
buildup was like a bouillon cube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I had a fucking ear infection, and I remember Dr. Kim, Wes. I remember
Dr. Tool Kim, yeah.
Dr. Kim had to go in there with like one of those things that like like the dentist takes, like the little picks
Yeah.
to your teeth, and he'd go in there, and what he pulled out looked like a lima bean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said you're meditating too much, Andrew. Stop.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact
Oh.
Friday.
Can I give you guys a bonus one?
Sure.
I came across this today, and we got the NBA playoffs going on. And I'm not sure if I'm not going to get to host Fun Fact Friday anytime soon unless I beg for it, because Murr's like, I don't know. Have you been breathing?
It's my baby.
So, all right. Did you know? Okay. The three-point line was invented in 1963 by the ABL, the American Basketball League, which was shut down. But then it was later on adopted by the Eastern Pacific Basketball League, the EPBL, for the 1963-64 season. Most of that's obsolete because the ABA, in conjunction with the three-point line and the slam dunk, used it to compete with their competitor, which we know as the NBA. After they merged in 1976, it was done away with, but then it came back for 1 year and 1 year only, according to NBA officials, 1979 and 1980, and then has not only not gone away, but has revolutionized the game. But get this, in the 1980 NBA Finals, where the Lakers beat the 76ers in 6 games, Dr. J, Julius Erving, hit the one and only three-pointer. The teams went 1 for, I think, 21 in the 19 NBA Finals.
Yeah, the only reason I knew that Kareem had 1 3-pointer is because LeBron broke the record, and they were like, well, LeBron played during the 3-point era, and Kareem only had 1.
Yeah. No, it was Dr. J hit the 1980.
Oh, Dr. J. Yeah, but but still, but the fact that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was previously the record holder for the most points ever scored in the NBA.
Yeah, points, but most points. Yeah.
And he only had
Think
one
about that.
3-pointer.
1980 NBA Finals, 6 games. I think it was like, I think the 76ers had 11 attempts and the Lakers had like 3 or 4.
And not to derail this entire conversation, but like the final on tonight's NBA game, by the way, a very WNBA score of 95-86.
Oh, damn.
It's like a 1996 NBA Finals.
Yeah, it's like that's a kind of a classic battle there.
That's right. That's like
No
a
more
Bulls
of the like.
Jazz.
It's not the no defense fucking 120 to 126 like today. You know what I mean?
Coach is magic.
You get like I feel like I don't watch a lot of basketball, but I feel like I turn it on from time to time, and ESPN's like, oh my god, and they scored fucking 80 points in the first half. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys! Like, what is this even fun for y'all anymore? Like,
The Washington Generals.
yeah,
Yeah, let me deliver this the way it should be delivered. And in your local sports news, the Boston Celtics have defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 95-86.
yeah. See, perfect.
More coming up.
After this, possum ass sniffing to cure lung cancer and hiccuping. All right.
And possibly hemorrhoids.
All right. So that's Fun Fact Friday.
Yeah, that's your Fun Fact Friday.
Appreciate it. tonight on Before You Go, check this out, folks. So a woman who had been having issues with her lungs, she checked into a hospital. Had been cough, fever, thick mucus, and been persistent for 6 months. 4 months prior to attending the hospital, she had been prescribed antibiotics and anti-tuberculosis treatment. So she thought, hey, this will do the trick. I might have TB. And listen, before you sensitive assholes, so you'll be like, no, you're talking about people with tuberculosis, which I didn't realize that if you catch it and you have it, you have a 5 to 10% chance of dying from that. So listen, anyone who has tuberculosis or has lost a loved one or relative as a result of tuberculosis, our hearts go out to you. This is not what this story is about.
They were probably a whore.
The story is about the fact that she goes back in because the symptoms persist. And anyway, so they do I don't even know what they did. They put a camera back down there, did an X-ray or something, and they found out that in her part of her lung sat a condom. Oh, they fished it out. And it wasn't tuberculosis. I mean, God forbid, or God willing.
It was cat AIDS.
Dodge that. Dodge that bullet. The condom sitting in the upper part of her lung. Your thoughts.
How do you not know you inhaled a condom?
I don't know, but
I guess I mean, well,
you're a clown.
You might not. I don't know. It's just if you get the deepest of throats, then maybe it just gets stuck down there and you just never even fucking know. You know what I mean? Maybe we're really going to town.
Yeah. Check this out. It's actually, this is okay. I want to say
this is common.
No, it's husband and wife. Retrospectively, both husband and wife accepted having undergone fellatio. The team wrote in the report they could recollect that the condom had loosened during the act, and at the time, the lady also experienced an episode of sneezing and coughing. So,
listen.
Okay, maybe I'm just more questions are arising about the fact that a wife is giving a husband a blowjob with a condom on.
Condom fellatio after marriage? That's
preposterous. I thought that's the whole reason to get married. So you just have to quit.
Goddamn right it is.
Yeah, that's just crazy talk. I've got more questions than anything now.
Well, I think I have the answer. The answer is the homeboy is what we'd like to call it. He likes to show up early to the party, if you know what I'm saying here. And so he decided to maybe wear a raincoat so he didn't get wet in case it showered.
I got another hypothesis for you. Maybe she's told him multiple times that she doesn't like swallowing, and he just and he's like, "Nope, you getting this nut, girl." and then she was like, "Well, now this is happening."
He's just a bad announcer. He's a bad yep. He's just he's kind of quiet. He's like,
he's just silent.
I just did it. Letting you know.
He's just silent and says, "Oopsies." Yeah, there's so many questions. Like now, I don't even care about the fucking misdiagnosed TB.
Okay. Years ago, I saw a story of a woman who visited like the sequoia forest, like out in California or whatever, and like she ended up having to go to the doctor. Same kind of deal, lung problems, yada yada yada. And they noticed that she was actually growing like a redwood tree in her lung because redwood tree seeds are super small and you can inhale them. And so, like that makes sense to me.
Oh wait, hold on. That makes sense to you, but mushrooms in your ear. Don't make sense.
A condom.
Okay. Sorry.
A condom.
Yeah.
Getting inhaled into your bronchial tubes.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like something like, I don't know what happened. That seems like bullshit.
Yeah.
That seems like last night we were doing this thing, and today I have this issue. I know what it is.
Yeah.
This seems like bullshit on like, I don't know what happened. This is like me lying next to a fucking mail truck with fucking, I just ran too hard. No, you know what fucking happened, and you're just lying to the medical professional.
I was going to say, I never sucked a dick, but I would venture to guess that, like, had I been sucking one that had a condom on it, and then all of a sudden it didn't, I would be like, huh. That's
Right.
weird. That's I've noticed something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know at what point. Yeah, this is like totally user. Like this is on them. Why are you sucking dicks with condoms on if you're married? Two, how do you not fucking notice that the condom's gone?
Yeah. It's like the guy who goes in like and has a Matchbox car in his ass and is like, well, I was sat down on the couch and my son was playing with toys. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened.
They were
Like,
like
no.
the Matchbox car's in a condom, sir, and he's like, ooh, weird. I don't know how
Maybe
that happened.
maybe they hadn't used condoms in so long, and the husband was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely a Magnum user. You know this," and she was like, "Wow,
And
I
then
don't
it just
remember
slid
that
off.
back in the day." And then he was like, "Wow." Yeah,
Slid off. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just
Nothing's out of the question here. I'm just saying.
yeah.
Don't shame them, Wesley. Don't shame them.
Well,
Yeah,
like my
well,
bigger thing is like, look, I almost died earlier today swallowing spit wrong. Like how like almost getting like a little bit of spit down the wrong fucking tube, right? Like how you don't notice the condom going into your lungs.
Yeah, because you're not just like, okay, again, we know where the penis is going. Like there's a difference between swallowing something
Yes.
and inhaling something.
Yeah. They're
You
different.
knew that shit happened. That guy's lucky he still has a penis. Okay,
It's like-
because the coughing fit that has to happen from a balloon going into your lung cavity has got to be something that is for the fucking ages.
Like there's an anatomical skin flap that separates both of them on purpose. like, uh, there's a lot of fucking like stuff that needs to happen mechanically for this to go down.
Yeah,
Like,
ain't no porcupine asshole that's solving this problem.
and like, look, I'm just gonna go out on another limb here and say that the married couple that's doing condom fellatio ain't really going to town on the fellatio like a couple that would get a condom stuck in a lung. You get what I'm saying? I'm feeling like it's a very gentle, unappealing fucking blowjob. This. I mean, we've already gotten to condom on blowjob, so I mean,
Wait,
afterwards.
Not to push back too hard against you, Alan, or she's really good at them.
Yeah, my man just can't hold out. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
like
it's just
she's
like, hey,
like she's really good at them. Like most human men, human males with penises, like can't handle that kind of fucking like.
or, listen.
Glory.
But the other side of the goalpost is.
Sorry, I've got goosebumps.
Is that he just can't a
So
stiff breeze makes this guy come. Her fellatio game is about 50%, but he's just like, well, so baby, I'm sorry, if the minute the tongue gets around anything, I'm gonna come. Now, I will admit I prefer Murr's scenario much better than mine. I mean, this woman's a goddamn fucking like glub glub glub, a fucking gawk 9000, and it's like he's just like like hands on his side, like like he's getting electrocuted in the Green Mile.
I don't know, man. I feel like after a couple fucking rides on that merry-go-round, you figure it out a little bit, right?
You know what though?
Maybe,
You know what, Alan?
maybe.
I hope not. I hope you never
Yeah.
do. I hope you never figure it out.
He's just
I mean,
like,
you're
look,
only better off for it.
Well, that just becomes like a challenge, I think. Like, all right,
Maybe.
going for 45 seconds this night, honey. Let's go.
maybe she cracked the good. You got me on that one. That's good. Broke my thought. Maybe she got him so good that the semen that was pumped through his through the condom shot it off of him and into her lung.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Could be.
could be. I think it is.
Man, I don't know. Lots of questions. This is
All right.
where this ends.
All right. Well, tell all the would-be fellatio condom users, especially if you're married in a long-term relationship, where you can find the safe sex,
www.pornhub.com/middle class holes.
safe sex condom porn only.
It's just clips of us on Pornhub, though. So check us out. Now for all your fucking middle class holes needs, please check us out. We're at MDL Class Holes on Instagram and Twitter. We're the Middle Class Holes on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. And for your listening pleasures, check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. That's right.
Tonight on listener comments, we only have three, two of which come from the same video. One has a really good, not necessarily a backstory, but a forward story after I was nudged in the right direction by a
Fucking
content
weirdo.
creator here at the Middle Class Hole. But anyway, it comes from Lightning Luck. This is a Facebook short where, well, we've produced it on pretty much all of our social media platforms. Where you talk about a gentleman who caught two lightning strikes within, I don't know, it's like a 20-second period. You can find it on YouTube. It's debatable whether or not it's real, but goddamn, guy gets struck.
Dude, it's 100% real. I'm mad at myself because I said like closed caption. It's closed circuit video. The guy
Gotcha.
gets hit by lightning. A minute later, he gets up. He stumbles down the street. Clow. He gets fucking hit again.
He
fucking
gets up.
brutal.
He's like, "Hey, did you see the Iceman? See you around here?" Just fucking blasted again. So Cameron B. Rice, Alan, that's a name that you had said, "Hey, fire back." Someone should force you to hold a metal plate in the middle of a field during a thunderstorm. It's not something to laugh about. So I apologized. Alan corrects me at 6:30 a.m. We're the middle class holes, not nice class holes. We're assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, like what kind of shit is that? Like, noted. I'm sorry. Fuck you, guy. Cameron B. Rice.
But I have to say, to Wes's credit, like that second lightning strike, he hit even harder.
He did.
That's right. Came at you with thousands of volts. Deshaun Moore writes, it's 3 times actually. He's down longer on the second one, then up again, then up again. Bam! Walks a little further down the road, and then boom, he's down for good. I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Great.
true or not. I can't confirm. I've seen the clips. I haven't seen the third lightning strike.
Yeah.
No offense, lightning strike guy. I hope it's true, but I mean, you lived. You smell like hot dogs forever now.
Yeah, you
but
smell
yeah.
like hot dogs
He
forever.
smells like hot dogs, and his hair's up for good. No matter where he's at, no matter what situation, no matter how good he's feeling. And then remember what I said after this?
Did the smell of hot dogs linger in the air?
The smell of sweet all beef franks lingered in the air forever. That was again after Alan was like, "Be a dick."
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Don't be nice.
You know what though, Alan? What I have to say about that is I feel like Wes got the direction. If this was a film, Wes just won the Oscar thanks to you.
Yeah.
Because like even after that, like what was the other one? Somebody commented and then it was that same fucking twat and it was like it was my music director in high school and you're like and they didn't come together to learn Thunderstruck?
No, the Thunderstruck was me. That's why
that was Alan.
That's why
I
we need to
said-
sign off at the end. I was
I
going
guess
to start
that-
putting my initial.
After that, I said something about him conducting or writing a song about his experience, but it's experienced and conducted by someone else because he couldn't do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the moral of the story is we're going to be ignorant to you in the comments, and if someone's nice to you, it's probably Wes. And don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Nope, I'm learning. I'm being clockwork oranged.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm being clockwork orange. Lastly, from this is I think this is like Facebook. Potato Justice again. This is a did you know fact. It took place in the Idaho Supreme Court. I laughed. Murr said, "What are you laughing about?" I said, "I just picture the fucking Idaho Supreme Court being like a 1-bedroom apartment somewhere in downtown Boise, where the judge has a potato as a gavel and bashes it around." AL says, "I'm just curious who's y'all's editor truly found funny about this particular clip. Please do provide context. I'm clearly lacking to see what's funny." Then, Alan, you stepped in and showed me what needs to be said.
Just stepped in to show you how to swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all from Idaho. Kick rocks.
What did I say? I was like something about the state sucks. Like,
We don't care.
Yeah. We don't care.
Pics or it's not real. Or what Wes described is true.
Yeah.
The Idaho Supreme Court.
Yeah, Idaho Supreme Court is just potatoes. It's just baked potatoes with potato gavels. That's it. It's just an art installation. It's not even humans.
It used,
Fucking
it,
Idaho.
it used to be an Applebee's.
Can you imagine like a Mr. Potato Head AI? What we've got now?
Oh wow, that'd be crazy. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, fucking, I'm fairly certain earlier in this episode, fucking Wes preemptively apologized to anybody with tuberculosis, and I just want to go ahead and get ahead of it and say, if you have tuberculosis in 2023, take your fucking ass back to the 1800s. This is fucking ridiculous. All right? If you don't live in like sub-Saharan Africa and you have fucking TB, get yourself together. This is America. We have COVID, not TB.
I know. Before COVID, that was like the big deal. It was like, holy shit, they really cracked down on that. Like, yeah, like if you have TB, you can't travel. Like, that was like the thing. And now,
Well, it's highly contagious. Let's be clear about
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have TB, I assume you're just an old timey fucking Civil War veteran. Because why the fuck else would you have TB?
You're a
Figure it out,
Grenada.
man.
You're a Grenada word vet. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think I'm good. Do you guys got anything parting words?
no, sir.
Good
No,
stuff.
sir? Fuck you then. All right. Good night.
Potatoes.
Potatoes!